Hey, are you about to sell your house, but you have 3 kids, 2 dogs, a baby goat, and a to-do list 15 miles long, as well as a timeline to stick to? Yeah, that's a bit much. Well, you're in the right place. Stick with me until the end to learn my top tips for making your timeline, your to-do list, and your family schedule all work together seamlessly. Let's get to it. Okay, if you haven't figured it out by now, I have been in your shoes and I know how stressful it can be. So these are my best practices. Step 1, figure out your estimated dates. When are you supposed to leave your current duty station or home, and when do you need to be at the next one? Trust me, I know that these dates can and probably will change, but for planning purposes, get an estimated date, and this is going to be our goal date. Add these to your calendar as soon as possible. Step 2, download the app Keep Notes. It's a Google app and it allows you to make notes as well as to-do list. During the moving process, or maybe forever, sit down every Sunday and make a note for each day of that week. Add realistic, this is the key, realistic to-dos for every day of the week. This could literally be anything. It could be personal, business, moving, kids, any item that you need to get done in that day. Moving is hectic, and while we would like to think that we are going to remember everything, we won't. Put it in the note. Then you need to set up a reminder for each day around the time that you wake up. So if that's 8 a.m., set your reminder for 8 a.m. Start each morning reviewing that day's list. Step 3, talk to an agent about the current market and get the ball rolling about 6 months before your move date. So this is that date we put in your calendar. Ask them when they recommend listing the home and how long the average time on market is for a home similar to yours. Add their suggested list date to your calendar. During this step, also confirm if you must be physically present at closing. If you do need to be present, like in Georgia, then you'll either need to start working on a power of attorney or be sure to arrange a closing date that you can be present for. Step 4, communicate with your agent about special needs during the showing process. If you have little ones that need a nap or maybe you homeschool them, ask your agent to block off a certain amount of time. Do not pull your hair out trying to accommodate a million showings. People will schedule showings around the availability that you set out. For all they know, you have another showing during that time period. They have no idea. So whatever you do, stick to this and thank me later. This can apply for scheduling repairs, appraisals, and home inspections. Be accommodating, but remember this is still your home and you are still living there, so it's okay to have a schedule that you need to stick to. Step 5. If you have pets, talk to a friend about watching your pet or plan to go to a dog park during showing times. It is a really, really good idea to have your pets groomed before you prepare your home for listing. Keep them washed and brushed until you go under contract. We aren't trying to hide that you have pets, but people don't need to take your pet's hair with them when they leave, as a reminder. I have a super cool tip for you guys that helps manage pet hair within your home, and I will link that in the description below. Step 6, when you start to get offers, consider the closing date. Hopefully by this point you have scheduled your movers and you need to make sure that you give yourself enough time for the packers and the truck to come, and then that you have about 3 days of grace period. This time is used to do any final touches, cleaning, or clearing out. Step 7, prep for closing day. By this time, you have managed to make it almost to the closing table, so you need to double check with your closing office, your agent, and your mortgage holder about 5 days before closing that they have everything that they need. Step 8, congratulations, you have made it to the closing table, and hopefully you still have all your hair, all your children, and all your pets. Happy moving. Now that you know how to sell your home on a timeline, you may also be interested in learning how to prepare for last-minute showings. Yes, they do happen, and yes, they do kind of stink. In my next video, I will give you all the tips for preparing for showings in 15 minutes or less. Thanks again for watching, and remember, if you have a move coming up, I can help. Please reach out with any questions that you might have.